Welcome to the information section. Here we're going to be talking about things that you're going to need to know before you start putting your money into the markets, either with investing or trading. So we're going to talk about terms, phrases, and of course the reports. There's going to be a lot of information out there, and it's up to you to start doing your own due diligence and research to make sure whatever decision you make is based on the right information. So sit back and relax. We're going to start going through some of them right now. Hello and welcome to What Are the Sectors? So you may have heard of sector trading or sector rotation, but you might not know what it actually is. Now, for the investment world, there are 11 sectors. We have first and foremost technology, then you have communication services, you have consumer defensive, you got healthcare, energy, consumer cyclical, financial, real estate, industrials, energy, or the utility sector, and basic materials. So those are the 11 sectors. And we're going to do a really quick description of each one of them. So in the technology section, this is the one that most people are actually very familiar with because this is the one we use the most. This is your devices, anything that has to do with computer hardware or software. Then after that, you have communication services. These are anything you use to communicate with someone today via online or an interactive media. Anything where you can use either an example like Amazon Web Services, where you use your Fire Stick or Apple TV, and also email, texting, those kind of things. Then you have consumer defensive. Consumer defensive is one that you all know but may not know what it's called. This is the products that have pretty much a stable base. No matter what's going on in the world, everybody always needs these things. So things like toothpaste, things like soda, you may not need it, but you want it, things like that. And also, these are very particular because when consumer defensive products go up, the everyday person feels it because these are things that you're going to buy a lot of. Next, you got healthcare. This is anything that has to do with medical or biomedical, medical equipment, insurance that has to do with medical, and just healthcare in general. And of course, our drug makers. Anybody who makes drugs is in the healthcare sector. Next, you got energy. This has to do with anybody who's involved in developing oil or gas or drilling and refining for the purpose of energy. All right. Next, after that, you got the consumer cyclical. This has to do with things that you will probably have the most involvement with after consumer defense, which is housing, automotive, retail sales, and just general entertainment. After that, you got the financial sector. Of course, this is the banks and investment companies, real estate firms, things like that. Then you have the real estate sector. Now, in the real estate sector, this has to do with property managers, storage facilities, mall buildings, places. These are actually talking about the actual places, the buildings where business is conducted or where people live. Then you have the industrial sector. This sector here is more about how to build. Think of like a country, engineering, these kind of things, like aerospace, construction, heavy machinery used to move a lot of dirt, a lot of land to clear areas. These things are in the industrial sectors. Then you have utilities. These are the utilities you use every day. Could be electricity, it could be water, it could be power, it could be gas. All those are wrapped up in the utility sector. They're literally a sector based on utilities used around the country and world. Then you have the basic material section. This is like iron, um, copper, uh, trees, because they make paper out of that. Anything that is mined or refined down to make a product is in the basic material section. So after that, those are a breakdown of the sectors in general. It's not super hard. You can actually look at them here. This is actually a screenshot of the maps on FinViz. So if you look here, it gives you a breakdown of each sector and the biggest companies in each one. And if you go and hover over them, it'll give you a breakdown of each one that's inside of each sector. So it'll give you an idea of what to look for. And when you start hearing sector rotation, you can start looking to see which one of these sectors is doing really bad and which one is doing really good. That means someone's moving out of one sector and into another. So there's your tip for the day. So that was Sector Investment and Sector Knowledge by Mr. 160. See you later.